determine who is the ideal client? It's definitely not everyone, but how do you determine who you want to work with and who wants to work with you? How do you attract that right person? How do you explain to somebody who says to you, help me help you? What does your ideal client look like? This video is all about determining who is your ideal client. What do they look like? And I'm going to explain how to identify your ideal client with the help of 4 common mistakes. Mistakes that are easy to make, but easy to fix. I'm hoping you walk away from this video with some ideas you can implement immediately, and they're easy ideas, to help you define what your ideal client looks like, as well as refine your ideal client. Hi, I'm Laura Burford, and I'm here with another consulting insight. If you would like some additional consulting insights, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell. Clicking on the bell will notify you when the next video is available. When I started to script this video out, I was reminded of the story of the 2 shoe salesmen. The 2 shoe salesmen were given bags of shoes and sent to a small town in Africa. The salesmen arrived at the same time and they walked into town together. And as they walked into town, the townspeople rushed to see what they had. And they were enthusiastic. They wanted to know what was not only in the bags, but what did the shoes look like? As the 2 salespeople looked at the townspeople, they realized they actually needed shoes. The shoes on their feet were well worn. They were torn. They had actually seen better days. As the townspeople asked more questions, the first salesperson said, "This is great. Look at all the people here. Some of these people are my ideal client. They're interested in what I have to offer." The other salesperson shook his head, muttered, and said, "Nobody here is my ideal client." And he took his bag and he went down the road to another town. How could the 2 salespeople, both with the same shoes, think differently about the people in the town? One felt that the people were his ideal client, where the other didn't. Let me expand on the story a little bit more. The first salesperson sat down with the people and answered their questions. Show them the shoes. Watch their enthusiasm. And help them think through what the shoes look like and how they might buy the shoes. The second salesperson looked at the shoes that were on the people's feet and said, "The shoes are completely different than what I have in this bag. They're not going to be interested in what I have." And he took his bag, and as I said, he left. He was looking at the characteristics, the tangibles. The shoes were different. The first salesperson was looking at the behaviors and how people were responding, the intangibles, and was explaining how, yes, the shoes were different, but the shoes were good shoes. And the people that needed shoes, his characteristic was shoes, not the exact same shoes. The major difference in this story is the first salesperson was looking at the characteristics, the tangibles, as well as the intangibles, the behaviors, and working with the people. The second salesperson didn't care about the intangibles, behaviors. He was looking strictly at the characteristics. The shoes were not exactly the same. As a consultant, it's very easy to get caught up in the characteristics, the tangible, the size, the industry, and forget about the behaviors. But the right client is the client you want to work with, as well as the client that wants to work with you. And you want to attract that client. So you want to think about both the characteristics and the behaviors. So what should you do? This one's an easy one. Create a list of characteristics and a list of behaviors. mesh them together, combine them, and then sort them. And as you sort them and think about everything on the list, identify the must-haves, the 3 to 5 things that you must have in that right client. And put them at the top of the list. Make sure they're at the top of the list. The 3 to 5 must-haves are the items you're going to provide to somebody who says to you, help me help you. What should I look for in the right client for you? Mistake 1, an easy mistake to make. And that is not to think about both the characteristics, the tangible, as well as the behaviors, the intangible, and mesh them together, combine them. It's great to know who's a good fit, but do you know who's not a good fit for you? It's just as important to understand who is not a good fit for you as it is to know who is a good fit for you. For some consultants, it's even easier for them to define who's not a good fit before they define who is a good fit, before they come up with the characteristics and behaviors of that ideal client, that right client. For example, you're a consultant who works with small businesses, but you're focused on small businesses that have been around for less than 5 years and who are growing and have money to pay. Somebody contacts you and says, hey, I know somebody and I want to refer you. You go meet with that person. You go meet with that business owner. And as you meet with that business owner, you learn that, yes, they have money, but they want to pay you in equity, not dollars. Is that client a good fit for you or not? Mistake number 2, not thinking about both sides of the equation. Who's good for you as well as who's not. Take the time and analyze both sides and write a fit and a not fit statement. Occasionally I'll have a consultant say to me, Laura, I've defined my characteristics and behaviors. I have a fit, not a fit statement, but I'm still not attracting my ideal client. I have no clue as to what I'm doing wrong. As we talk, it becomes apparent that, yes, they've taken the time. They have an ideal client picture. They know what the characteristics and behaviors are. But they haven't taken the time to make sure that that ideal client is interested in their focus, what they have to offer. Mistake number 3, not taking the time to make sure your ideal client, or at least how you've defined your ideal client, that picture, that person, is interested in your focus, your what. You're never going to attract that ideal client to buy what you have to offer if they're not interested in it. Mistake number 3 is not researching and not taking the time to make sure your ideal client and your focus are in balance. They're in sync. You cannot look at your ideal client in isolation of your focus. Your focus is the foundation for your business, but it's your ideal client and your focus that are core to just about every other decision you make. It's going to impact your brand message, how you build awareness and relationships, what your service offering looks like, and even how you deliver. Take the time to make sure both your ideal client and your focus are in sync, they're in balance. If you have some questions about how your focus and your ideal client impact all your other decisions, check out some of the other videos on this channel and consider downloading the consultant checklist. There's a link below so that you can get the checklist. And that leads to mistake number 4. Mistake number 4 is this. Your business changes over time. As you grow, changes will occur to your ideal client criteria, the characteristics and behaviors. What's a fit, not a fit. Periodically take the time to modify your criteria. Look at it at least once a year when you do your annual plan. I look at it at least once a quarter. Knowing what your ideal client looks like is a game changer. It helps you attract the right people, the people that you want to work with and who want to work with you. the people who are interested in what you have to offer, and the people that believe you can help them. Identifying your ideal client isn't hard. It's actually quite easy. And I've identified 4 steps, 4 things that anybody can do, whether they're starting out as a consultant or they've been around for a while, to help them clarify their ideal client. 4 things: characteristics and behaviors, fit, not a fit, perform the research to make sure they're in balance, and modify your ideal client as you move forward. And now, thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. If you like this video, please click the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe below and click the bell to be notified when the next video is available. Check out the other videos on this site, and if you're interested, grab the consultant's checklist. There is a link below. Grab it. Finally, if you have any questions, jot them below as well. I promise I will respond. And now, signing off till next time. Take care.